Hello guys, Susanna here. Well, we are up to block 4. Yes, block 4. This is the Cutwork one, and I did my homework, like I said in the last video. I had to figure out how to do this as well. I didn't think it would be that hard, and it isn't. I was surprised at how easy it was. So, Cutwork is, see how it's embroidered and all that kind of stuff here, and that bit has been cut out. You see a lot of that in doilies, like in here. Fair bit of work in that one. You don't realise until you start doing it. And here's another doily which it's got a different type of cut work. So where they've done it and then they've cut that out. Isn't it gorgeous? Beautiful doily. So I thought I'd give you a bit of a you know, have a look at how you can use cut work. I'll move myself over just a tad. I've got this book, and it's eye-catching tea cloth. See, that's more of that type of cut work. Hope it's not shining too much for you. And so there's different styles of doing different things, and I just picked the easiest one. So there's ones where you actually, it shows you a bit of how to do it. You know, you go around it when you do eyelets, or you fill it in if you want it to be more, you know, like scalloped edge, bigger. But the basic technique for cut work is blanket stitch. I never knew that. So this is like blanket stitch. See, that's cut work, and that's what gave me the idea to do the tulips, because I really like that. There's the pattern in there, and they do blanket stitch, like they do the line and then they do the blanket stitch. But the style that I'm doing is blanket stitch, but it doesn't sort of look sort of like blanket stitch with stems, not stem stitch, satin stitch. It's like blanket stitch, but it's really close together. So what we have got, so I'll put that away, and here's my samples. And in the people that have their kits, if they've got the pinky kit, they have these colours, and I think the bluer one has like these colours. So use the colours that you've got. Everybody in the kit got this, and this is sort of crochet cotton, which I thought would be really good, and I made a bit of a start. Now people in the kit have this pattern, and that's where I've got this. It was a antique old tablecloth, and I've put the crosses in there because that's where we're going to cut. So I got that from here, and that's the pattern that you get from the PDF. And on all of my work, I like in the other ones, I'll show you, I put that in there and cross stitch. So that's the backing I'm going to have it. So we want a sort of a colour. So if you're getting all your fabrics and bits and pieces out, get a backing colour, because when we cut it, like when we cut these bits out, you are going to see the fabric behind it. So I'm doing this, and I made a start on it. You can probably see that. Oop. Because I just wanted to see how it worked for myself, and you know, and it's going to be quite a bit of work, like bit of work to do it. And once you get the technique, it is fairly boring to sit there and watch me do it. But I sort of based it off this one and cut it out, and there's a reason why in the pattern there's these lines like that. So, you know. Okay, so for this one, you're just going to need solid fabric for the background, some cream or white linen. I think the cream looks really nice, and you get the matching thread that's going to match the linen, which is what I've got here. And So what you get, if you say this is just a plain piece of linen, you get this and you put it on a light box or on a window, and then you trace that pattern. Make sure you leave room. So if you've got the kit, this is what you're going to do with it. You know, like you'll have the pattern actually in the kit. So sort of, you know, I just went with a pen around it, made it so it's like one piece, because that's going to be all cut out, and then we're going to attach it. And so we'll probably just attach it on here with a bit of a slip stitch. So, and what else do we need? Yes, it's not a lot in this particular kit, but it's going to take a bit of work because it's going to take a bit of time. So yeah, I thought we needed something pretty to have on the back of it. Now I might keep this handy because you're going to see this. So just making sure that I'm in camera. Now we've got just having a cup of tea. So I hope you're all going well with your all your technique pieces so far, and they haven't been too challenging. So I'm just going to grab this. I think I just did it up to there and then I stopped. So on the outside, we're just going to do the cream, and these bits here are like the joining pieces, so we'll be doing them in cream as well. That is a stem, so I'm thinking I've got green, but I'm thinking I'd say this is sort of like a greeny bluey colour. I think that's probably going to work better with those. We'll see how we go. I thought I want to do these bits here. Where's the pattern? All the bit around the outside, and these joining bits here, to be in the cream. And then this is a stem, so I'll probably do that in the green. So I mean, and then we got the flowers. So not the flowers, the leaves. So we'll do them in the green as well. Just trying to think. And I might, there's a light pink and a darker pink, so I might go the darker pink on the outside of the tulip, and in the inside I will do the light, and then I'll probably embroider that as well in a different colour. So we'll see. So we're probably going to use these three colours, which are actually in the whatever is it, the pink kit, in the block number 5. In the block number 5, we get they get those, so you can use those for this as well if you want to. Okay, hope that makes sense. Now so what we're going to do, I'll do a small, start on a small piece. There is no small piece. Okay, we'll start here. So what we do, we tie a knot in our work, and I'll start here like that. Okay, I might zoom it in because it's pretty small. Okay, hopefully you're able to see that. Now, so you put a knot in it, then we go in just a fraction all the way to that point there, then catch that. Then we're going to do it so it's a blanket stitch, but a really close together blanket stitch. So it's sort of almost like a satin blanket stitch. And the other side, that line there is where it's a guideline of where you can put the hole. So this is not a hard one, it's just a bit of a time consuming one. So, and even if you see that there's a little bit of a gap, it's not as close together. Oh good. Look at some of the things on here. I mean, that's just, you know, there's some gaps in there. And I noticed on this one they've done is a small blanket stitch, but then this part here, I think, see, that's like that raised, they've put something underneath it and raised it up so that it looks, which has given it that the petal folded over look. So it might be worth maybe in some of these bits doing something like that. So I'll have a bit of a play around. We've got, you know, at least 3 videos to do. That seems to be the general consensus of how big these things turn out. I always seem to be, I try and do it a little bit longer, but it always seems to be 3. So, okay. So this is just if you have a white background or a cream background, whatever colour background, even if you wanted a pink background. So you do this is same colour as the background that you're working on. Okay. It's almost like knitting in a way. I bet you that's what some of you were thinking. So now, so it's basically the whole thing is going to be done like this, and when I do it and I'm not on camera, it goes quicker. But when I'm on camera, because I'm having to, you know, put my arms out, it does take a little bit longer. And I don't want to pull it too tight because I don't want to pull on it. See how it looks like it's coming out? Make sure you pushes it, you know, you want it fairly straight. So this is not hard at all. If you were thinking it's too big of a project, maybe just do this one and do the, you know, like, or something like was like in that other book. Do with something that yourself, making sure that it's got, you know, the 2 bits so that you can see these ones here. You do a blanket stitch one way, you need that edge here, like so, that edge will be there, and then the blanket stitch the other way, because you're going to be cutting this bit out, and usually this is the bit, it happens to be we're going to cut on that side, but because this is on the outside, I put the blanket stitch on the outside. So all the blanket stitch will be on whatever bit you got to cut, will be all on the outside. This is going to have just some either stem stitch or probably stem stitch because it's a leaf, and then that might be just some backing stitch. So continue with this. I might make it a little shorter. Like I said in the first video, and even the video that I did last year, introduction, this is something that we are learning techniques, that it's something that you might want to do and continue to doing it because you love it, or this is probably the only one you're going to do. So it's a good, you know, it's a good resource to have, and it's nice to learn something a little bit different. So even I'm learning, yeah, but you just don't know until you give it a go at how easy it is. It makes you appreciate doilies, that's for sure. The amount of work goes into these doilies, and they sell them in thrift shops for only $1 each or whatever it is. Well, if you're lucky enough to get them, sometimes they're a little bit dearer. when you realise just how much work goes into these things. So maybe you can use this technique for a special project that you make someone, give for a daughter or a mother, in one of your books, journals that we're doing. So okay, get a bit quiet. I don't want to pull it too hard. Now, what I was thinking of showing you, that's there. Now, I'm thinking it does go with that. I'll have to do the leaf in that colour, I think. Maybe I can do the stem. Do the stem and then the leaf in that. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a stem, and so I'll show you what needs to be done and why they are like this. So yeah, there's not a heck of a lot to teach in this one, but there's a lot of work in this one. So some of the packs, the kits that I've got, because this was that's why it's in this round. Was it like a round tablecloth, and only had enough to do, I think, maybe 12, and then there was 4 in the corner having a small tulip. So if you're lucky enough to get one of them, you don't have to do as much work, but you might be disappointed that you get a smaller one. So okay, so what we're going to do here, might take that off, is, okay, so I'll put it the right way up. I've got a knot, yes. So what we're going to do is, once again, we'll start it here. Then go down. See if I can go a little quicker. I was going to just do, if you want to do, have it all in the one colour, that works. That is a nice look. I was just going to do it in that, but I thought might as well add a bit of colour. But just cream, as you can see, when it's one toned, well, I think there's a couple of tones in there, it does look nice. And even that, you know, just a couple of colours, quite nice. So yeah, so it's up to you. So this is, I'm just giving you instruction on how to do something, and it's totally going to be up to you. I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody's work. I do have a Facebook page, which is linked in the videos, but it's not set up to, you can show me the pictures in the comment section. You go in the comment section and you post your pictures, but I want to have a Facebook page where you are actually, like, you know, the Roxy journal I did, but I think you have to set it up differently, and I've still got to work out that. So if you want to do this where it's not so close together and have it a little bit more like those tulips, you can do that too. It's up to you. Where are we? Here we go. My dog ate it. So it makes it so what you would do is you just do a running stitch all the way around, and then do a bit of a wider gap. But I mean, it still looks good, and you're still able to cut it. So I like the look of it being a little bit closer. So once again, up to you. If it drives you crazy, taking too long to do it, but I mean, it's slow stitching, isn't it? This is why we call it that. It's the joy in the journey. I like this way because it just reminds me more of the old style doilies that you have. Just seems to get further and further away. It looks like it does, but it's not. Okay. Now there was one I forgot to put across there, so I'll do it on my pen when you get your PDFs, because all the crosses are where you're cutting out. So I'll have to show you how to do that when I get a bit more done. Okay, so when we have this done, we go the other way and we don't cut in the middle. That bit is going to be left. That's why you've got that edging on the sides, just so going to be easier to cut. It really does look like a knitting theme. Okay, closer. Then see, it seems like it's going over, which it does, but then you just grab it and you pull it across. Okay, I reckon probably get 2 more because I need to fill it in. Now, what we do with this to end it is you pull that down, have it so it's sitting, put it underneath, and we're going to start here. So because we're not cutting, we can do that. Okay, if you were cutting it and using it like a doily, you would finish that off, because a doily you see both ways, but because we're going to be sticking that on there, you won't see the back. So we've done the one side. Now we've got to go like this and do the same on the other side, and that is how you do all the ones that have got these. So you just do it on there, you do it on there, and that bit in the middle just stays cream, but it gives it that strength so that when you cut it, it's being embroidered and it's not going to come apart, because it's got these things there which give it a little bit of extra strength. Oop, I forgot to. There we go. Actually, I quite like that colour. It's very nice. So I think this is probably all we'll do for this video. So even if, you know, you just work your way around, and I might come back, I'll finish this off and I'll go all the way around and do a couple of these so that I can show you how to cut it, and then I'll have to do, you know, homework at the back, you know, behind the scenes, and then we may only get 2 videos this month for this. I don't know, we'll see how we go. So yeah, here we go, 24 minutes, not too bad. I usually like to leave 30 minutes, so I like it. That's how it looks. Okay, well, I will catch you in part 2. So if you want to do as much of that sewing as you can, and then do the leaves, making sure that that edge bit is against where you're going to cut. You cut there, so the edge bit there, can cut there, edge bits there. There you're cutting. Some bits like here, like you know, that's, you know, because we're going to be cutting around the outside and those, but it still works. So that's why when they do the stems like that, they have it so that there's two of the edge bits there. Okay, ladies and gents, if there's any, I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and I hope you are enjoying doing this, because I am. I'm really loving it. Bye.